All right, hello everyone. It's Brenda Miller here. Let me spotlight here, and we are here for Paper Pumpkin. We're going to do the August Paper Pumpkin, and we're going to make one of each of the cards that is in the set. And right now, I just have one student on with me, but others may watch the replay. So here we go. Going to get started. Okay. So this pretty little kit is called Farmhouse Florals. And when you open your box, you pull out all the goodies. We have the Secret Sea ink pad, which is one of the new ink colors for this year. It's a very, very dark blue. And I actually happen to use it a lot because it's a nice alternative to navy. It has kind of a greenish tinge to it. Here's one. I'm going to use my big pad, but you can see it a little bit better there. Okay. And then this came with two stamp sets. So we have the stamp set that we're going to be using with the kit. And then there's an additional stamp set that has the little teapot and some nice words that go with it and some flowers that can be stamped above the teapot. So very super cute little extra for us this month. All right. So as we open our package, you will find you get some twine. We're just going to use twine on one of the cards, which is good. Sometimes I have trouble with those. And then we also have these mini dimensionals. So we are using the teeny tiny ones today. And that's all we need for that. All right, so we've got our pretty envelopes. And so there are 9 envelopes. They are all the same. And so you could put all of those aside for now because we're not going to use our envelopes. And then we get to the first of our card bases. So the first one actually goes with card number 2. I'm just getting my paperwork out here so I do it correctly. So this one is card number 2. So it has that basket and the flowers on it. So I'll put that there. And then the next set of card bases is just this plain one, but you can see it's got like speckles on it, right? So we used to have paper that was called natural, and that was what was, that's kind of what it looked like. So that's going to be for card number 1. So you'll take the rest, put them away. Then you have a sheet of our tags, and we're going to put one tag with each card. The first one has that stripe across the middle. That is going to go with card number 1. We just need one. The next one is just a piece that has a ragged top edge, and that's going to go with card number 3. Okay. And finally, you've got the little tag with the hole at the top, and that is going to go with card number 2. And you can see you've got some extras, which is nice. There's one extra of each kind, so in case you make a mistake, you can use that. And that is all you need from that sheet. You good, Lynn?
Yeah, the one with the hole in it goes with number 3.
Nope, the one with the hole in it goes with number 2,
Oh.
and the one with the ragged edge goes with number 3.
Got it now.
Okay. Next, we have the card base that has the typewriter on it, and that is the base for card number 3. Now we've got all our card bases out, and next up, we have this lovely panel that's all colored in for us. It's just very pretty, and that goes with card number 1. The extras can go to the side. And then you're going to take one whole sheet of these cutouts, and you can put all the rest of them away because you don't need the rest of them. And we're going to punch out all of these. So if we start at the top, we have a set of 2 flowers, and that goes with card number 2. And then you have 2 individual flowers. One of those flowers goes with card number 2, and one of those goes with card number 3. Like that. All right, then we have our tote bag. So there's a handle for the tote bag. That's what this is. And that's going to go with card number 2. This piece here. And the tote bag itself also goes with card number 2. And then we have 2 sets of 2 yellow flowers, and both those sets will go, one will go with card number 2, and one will go with card number 3, like so. And finally, the typewriter that goes with card number 3. And that's all the pieces. This kit actually has quite a bit of stamping, contrary to what we usually have. So we're going to be stamping a bit on each of the cards. So Lynn, just give me a heads up when you're all set and ready to go.
Do we have any flowers that go on number 1?
Nope.
Oh, okay, then I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so card number 1 is going to end up looking like this. This is the sample. Okay, so it really only has 3 pieces, but we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So let's go ahead and break out our stamp set, and you're going to want to have it right by your side the whole time. Fortunately, we're using the same color for everything, so we don't have to keep cleaning it in between. And we're going to start with the card base. So you're going to fold your card base in half. And if you have a scoring bone, give it a nice good crease. And we're actually going to stamp on the inside first. So you give it the crease so you know where you're working. And now we'll stamp on the inside. So the first stamp that we're going to use, they use the phrase, you are loved. So you're going to find that on your sheet. To me, this was the hardest part, is figuring out what was where. You are loved. And that is going to be stamped smack in the middle of the card. So we're going to take it and just very carefully ink it up. And it's going to go right in the middle. And hopefully it's straight. Once you have that, you can remove that word, and we're going to go for these flowers. And the way that the flowers are going to go is we're going to stamp it above and below the words. So I'm going to ink it up. We're going to stamp it once on top, and we're going to be doing this on all the cards, and once on the bottom. Okay, so that is what it ends up looking like. You are loved with flowers above and below.
Okay, could you slow down a little?
Yep. Tell me when you're done. Sometimes it's easier to be able to show you. It's easier to do it once you see what you're aiming for, what you're shooting for.
Just a second.
Yep, take your time.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so you can take that flower off now, off your block, and then we're going to go to the front of the card. And on the front, we are going to be using this long piece. And if you're using the standard block, you're going to want to put it on a diagonal so that it fits on the block. And we're going to actually stamp this a few times, and it's going to overlap, and that's okay. That is what you want, because we're going to be just putting some lines just across the center of the lower part of the card. And they will overlap in the middle, and that's fine, because we're going to be covering most of that. So that's what it's going to end up looking like. So you're stamping it 4 times, the long dotted, I don't know what to call this. I don't know what you would call this, but it's kind of like a border. You'll stamp that 4 times to make a nice background for our piece that we're going to put on top of it. Just let me know when you've got that done.
Okay.
Okay, so finally, we still have to stamp one more piece. Remember that little piece that has the blue stripe across the middle? We're going to be stamping thank you on that. But make sure you do it the right way, because I did not on my sample. The ragged edge is to the right side. Okay, so that's the correct way for it to sit. The ragged edge to the right. And we're just going to take the thank you, the one at the top in the nice script, and we're going to just stamp right across the blue strip with it. So, ta-da! Right across the blue strip. There's your thank you. And once we have that, we're just going to assemble our card.
Good.
Good. Okay. So to assemble the card, we're going to put this piece on right in the center of the card, front, and we're going to use dimensionals for it. So I am going to use 5 dimensionals, which is actually the same as they suggest, which is funny because I don't usually do that, but I am today. So I'm putting 1 in each corner and 1 in the center. And that's so it sits up off of the card and looks pretty. There you have it right side up. And you put it on your card front, and there you have it. All right. And for the thank you, once you're ready for that, we're going to be putting it at the left edge of the card. And what I like to do when I'm doing that is I like to put the dimensionals on the paper so that I make sure that it's in the right spot and doesn't end up on top of what I'm putting it up against. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 dimensionals. Probably only need 1, but I'm going to do 2. And just put them at the top left to the very edge. And then I'm also going to, on the back of the thank you, on the jagged edge side, I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive. And that's so that it will lay flat when I put it down. So I've got the 2 dimensionals over here. And I've got a little bit of adhesive on the back side of my label. Can't really see that, huh? But it's going to go like so. And there you have your card.
Almost.
What's that?
I said almost.
Almost.
You go really fast for me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't put them close enough. Okay. I'm getting there.
Okay, take your time.
I covered up too much of the things in the back. Oh, well. Okay.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we can move on to card number 2. So card number 2 is the one with the basket, and it's going to end up looking like this. We're going to give it some dimension. So basically, it looks like it does on the card base, but we're going to build it up a little bit so that it looks like that. So it's quite pretty, I think. All right, but again, we're going to stamp on the inside first. So, like we did before, I don't know, I feel like I have to fold it first so that I know where I'm at. And then I open it up, and then I'm going to stamp on the inside. So on the inside of this card, we're going to be doing the flowers above and below a phrase. And this time, you could choose any phrase you want, but they chose the one that says, they chose the longest one, and it says, I can't read it. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Which is a lovely sentiment. So that's going to go right across the center of the inside of the card. Again, exactly what we did on the first card. Okay. And once you have that, you'll move on to the flowers. We're going to do the flowers the same way, one above and one below. Here's one above, and then one below. When I do the one below, I flip it over the other direction. And that's what it ends up looking like. Don't put it away because we're going to do a little bit more stamping. I don't know about you, but I got very inky making these cards because it didn't make sense to me to clean the stamps each time because I'm just going to go back and use it again with the same color. So just let me know when you've got that done.
I'm just doing the flowers.
No problem.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to work on the front of the card. So again, close it up, and this time we're going to do one long strip of that same border. Okay, so I'll show you how it's going to look, and it will overlap in the center because we're not having it go quite off the edge of the card. But it's okay because we're going to be covering that up. So that's what that's going to end up looking like, one long line. But in order to get that, you have to stamp it 2 times.
Okay.
Great. Okay, and finally, we're going to be stamping for you a little teeny tiny stamp, and we're going to be doing it on the tag that has the hole in it. And for this, we want to make sure that the hole is on the right side. So just like we did on the last one, it is on the right side, not the left side. And you're just going to stamp it right in the center, like that. And that's all the stamping on this card. Did you find the for you?
Yes, I just did. I'm trying to make room on
I know that's the hardest part about this whole kit. figuring out what stamp is what.
Mm-mm.
All right.
I'm getting you.
Okay.
And where do I put it? Oh, I'm not putting it yet. Okay.
Yeah, you're just stamping it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Time for assembly. We are going to take the tote bag and we are going to put dimensionals on the back. And we're going to overlay it exactly where the tote bag is on the card front. I'm just using 3 dimensionals, like so. It goes right on top and line it right up. And there you have your bag. But then we're also going to pop up the handle. But in order to do that, you're going to actually have to cut one of these little teeny tiny dimensionals in half because by itself it's too thick. So what I did is I took a pair of scissors and I am just cutting from the edge. Now you could just cut from the edge actually if you wanted to because there's lots of extra sticky stuff on the edge. Why don't we do that? We'll do that instead. We can cut just little skinny strips from the very edge, and if that's too long, we can cut them down, but we're going to put it right at the handle. See how that fits perfectly there? There's one there, and then I'm going to do one on the other side. So I just cut it from here. This one's going to be too long, I can see. So I'm just going to cut it again. But it does go to show that you can do a lot of maneuvering when it comes to your dimensionals. There's no law saying it has to be used exactly the way it is. And then I'm just going to peel off the backing once I've got it on there. And I might have a little extra here, so let me cut that off. And it's going to get applied to the card exactly the way it is on the bag. There we go. So this center part is loose, and that's actually deliberate. We're going to come back to that later. When you get that done, we're just going to be putting dimensionals on the back side of all those flowers. So at your own pace, you get those on there. And these little teeny tiny ones fit right in. So let me know when you get to that point that you have dimensionals on the back of all your little flowers.
2 dimensionals each.
One on the back of each flower. One is only one flower, right?
Must have lost a flower. Go ahead. I'll catch up on the
Right.
word.
So we're just going to add the flowers to the bag, and the orange one that have two flowers on it, that's going to go right at the front of the bag, and you see how it's going to hang over. So here are the flowers that they match, and we're just going to put it so that it overhangs the front of the bag, so it looks like they're flowing out of the bag. The single one matches the flower that's all the way at the edge here. And so you're just going to overlay it exactly where it is. And then the yellow flowers go on top of the yellow flowers that are at the top right of the basket. You have them upside down. There we go.
Show me where the first ones went to.
Right here.
Ah, okay. Okay. Go ahead. I'm looking for a flower.
Well, you're the only one on the call, so if I go ahead, I'm going to lose you.
And the single flower goes there.
The
Okay.
single flower goes here.
Gotcha.
You can see that it matches the one that's on the paper. And the yellow flowers go up here and match the flowers that are on the page there too.
Okay, got my flowers.
Okay, so now we're going to use our twine, and we are going to cut 12 inches from our twine. And now I can't find my twine. It's right here. I had it a minute ago. Where did it go? Found twine, but not the right twine. See that? I lose track of them too. Let's see. There it is. So you're going to cut 12 inches, which is well over what you need, but it makes it easiest to work with. You can just snip that. And I always like to run it against my fingernail a couple of times to make it easier to tie, because when it's on that little spool, it tends to be all rolled up. But what we're going to do is thread it underneath the handle only. And then through the little tag that says for you. Once you have it, then you can tie a bow. I know. I feel the same way. But because you have a lot to work with, it really isn't that bad. And then you could fiddle with it to get it to the length that you want. Yeah, bows are not my favorite, but it does come out pretty when you do it. And then just trim off your excess. And if you want to make this stay in place, you can take one little dimensional and put it underneath where you want it to be. So I'm going to tip it up here, and I'm just going to put my dimensional right on the bag. And again, I'm going to line it up and just press it down, and now it will stay there. So it won't be floating around. And that's all there is on this card.
Okay.
Welcome. Great. So now we can move on to card number 3. So this is card number 3. Very cute. It says just a note, and then it says to say thank you. It's on the inside. So this is a hamburger card, if you will, right? That's the long way is hot dog. This is hamburger. So we're going to go ahead and fold our card in half. And we're going to do a little stamping as we did on the others. So this one we're going to stamp a couple of different times. So we're going to say to say first. So that's this little teeny tiny stamp. You can put it all on at the same time on your block, but I find it easier to do them separately because since they're photopolymer and you can see through, I find that I have a better chance of getting it straight when I'm only doing one. So I'm going to do to say, ... and then thank you right below it. Maybe, where did I put the thank you from before? Right here. Okay. Say thank you, and you're centering it right below the to say. Looks like that. And then you were going to do the flowers again. So same thing. It is a nice touch, something I wouldn't normally do. One at the top and then one below. Here we go. Stamping. Usually we only stamp like one, maybe two things in a kit, per card on a kit. Okay, we're doing a lot.
Okay.
Great. All right. So now we're going to stamp two things on the front. The first is we're going to do another one of those little backgrounds, and we're just going to stamp across, across the typewriter. But we're going to cover it up, so don't worry, we'll still be able to see everything. So again, we're going to overlay it a little bit, but you don't have to worry because that part will be covered. See how I did it that way? I stamped it 2 times, one on the left side and one to the right side, overlapping it in the middle here.
Okay.
Great. And then the last thing is we're going to take that little tag and the ragged edge is at the top. Okay? And we're going to stamp just a note. So it comes out to just a note to say thank you. Just a note. Yep. And you can do that like right in the middle, like that. And that's all the stamping we have.
Okay.
Great. So now we're going to take that just a note, and you probably didn't notice because I know I didn't. There is a slit here at the top of the typewriter, and we are going to slide that in as if it was a real typewriter and it was sticking out. So you're going to place the little note with the just a note with the ragged edge at the top, and you're going to tuck it right inside there. And then once you have that, you're going to turn it over and you're going to put your dimensionals so that it adheres, it helps to stick the whole thing together. Let me show you. So the dimensional is half on the little label and half on the paper. Oh, see that? And then you can put more down towards the bottom like so. But that way you don't have to worry about that little just a note paper flying out. And then we're going to take off the little backing.
Did you use 2?
I used 2 for, I used 5 altogether.
Oh, wow.
But I made sure that these ones at the top are on both the little piece of paper and the typewriter itself. Once you have that, you're going to go ahead and overlay the one on the card front. It looks like that. And then all we need from there are the little flowers. So we have a single flower, and we've got a set of 2. So I'm just putting it behind each flower. Whoop. Hey. And these we're doing so that they overlay the top of the paper. I'm putting 2 yellow ones on the right side, and I'll put the orange one on the left. And this one doesn't really line up with anything that's already on the card. These flowers, these are kind of extra. And so it ends up looking like that. And that is everything. So nice simple card. Good?
I'm getting it.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm looking.
All right. Well, I just wanted to share the cards that I found online that other people have done, like I always do, some alternative projects. So let me share my screen. There we go. And here we go. Let me from beginning. There we go. Okay, so Debbie Scott did these cards. So she just took the elements from the first card and put them onto some of our wood grain papers. But look how different it looks by changing the background. I thought that was really cool. And then she added some extra twine there. Next we have some Jessica. She dry embossed the front. This is the paint something embossing folder that we have. And it gives it that texture. And then she added the hello and you're simply the best. These are a bunch from Laura Seeke. Laura is one of my favorite people to do the alternative projects. So she's got a whole bunch of different ones with fun folds. You could see parts of the envelope. She mixed it up with designer series papers that matched. So a whole bunch of different cards there. And then this is Lori Alexander. So she embraced the hello and then used the card bases and extra pieces to make these cards. And these are fun folds as well. Here's a scrapbook page by Leah. And I love the simplicity of this and just the way that the colors stand out. And she used extra flowers that she had stamped and cut out. But forever friends, and then you are loved. And another set of scrapbook pages from Rachel Tessman. I thought this was just really nice, really nicely done. You could add in photos. Some more alternative projects. She used some pleating here to make like a valance, like at a window. Thought that was cute. She used the teapot here from the extra stamp set that we got. She used that. And then Sherry Roth made this little home decor piece using the pieces and plus some extras from lots of other things. But it doesn't have to be a card. You can actually put it in a frame. And I thought this was cute by Sue Johnson. She made her own pickleball paddles and put them in. I thought that was cute. She typed that up and printed it off. I just thought that was really clever. And then finally, Tammy White has this great accordion pocket fold card that she actually has a tutorial for if you go to her website, stampwithtammy.com. So I thought that was, Tammy is one of our top demonstrators, and she does a really fantastic job on anything that she does. So those are the alternative projects for today. But that was really, that is it. So which one was your favorite, Lynn?
The one with the tote bag.
Me too. I am in agreement today. I do like that one the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next month is going to be, they're starting with some Christmas, and it has flocking.
Oh, good.
Flocked paper. Yeah. So that should be pretty interesting to see. And that will be coming in your mailbox, towards the end of the month. And we will meet again in the first week of October to do that. All right. So that's all I had for tonight.
Very good.
Okay. You be well.
You too.
Okay. Talk soon. Bye-bye.